you're new to town or just new to this whole radio thing, you're listening to The Dead of Night.
Hello everyone. Testing. How is the audio? How's everyone doing? Hi. I'm here. I should probably be sitting a little bit more over here. How's everyone doing? Happy Saturday. It was payday yesterday here in Sweden, so happy payday for Swedes. I don't know if that's an international phenomenon that you get paid on the 25th, but I did. So I'm celebrating by having a very transparent almond-based iced coffee. I'm glad the audio is good. Excellent. Let me know if the music gets too loud. This is a soundtrack. This is an album, an entire album made by a really cool person named under the username CVPV. CVP. Like, there's no way. Officially, there's no way to distinguish how that name is supposed to be pronounced. I'm just gonna say and yeah, let's play some Night Road. I'm super excited to play that with you folks, and I actually went ahead and replayed the entire beginning, if only to get... What is my mouse? This is weird. This is really weird. Oh, because of the game. I get it. Okay. Is my mouse flying around on the video too? Alright, anyway, I went ahead and basically placed all the different places that we've been seeing so far in the game. I made them up. I have no idea where they're actually supposed to be, but oh, the music is a little loud. I'll lower it a little bit. So this is almond coffee. It's pretty good, actually. Not like we don't have coffee at home, but I do really like these kind of store-bought pre-made ones. You know exactly what you're going to get. It's really nice to occasionally get something that you're like, I know with 100% certainty this is what I'm going to have. So I'll be enjoying that. We're going to start playing very soon. I just wanted to let you guys know that my voice is a little bit shot. I had my song therapy today, I had singing lessons today. My voice coach, and we did a lot of different stuff. So my voice is already a little bit croaked, plus I recorded 2 Patreon episodes that will be coming up fairly soon. So my voice might be a little bit broken, and I might not be able to stream the full 2 hours, but I will do my best. Sorry for all the loud noises, and if I am excessively smacking, I apologize. I will try to move my mouth a little bit further away from the microphone. But yeah, here we are. What if I young boy? Yes, that is the title of the song. Perfect. So we have the map up, we have the game up. Can everyone read? Is it readable? I would hope it is. I'm just gonna unclick okay. There we go. All right, so I have the chat up. I have my coffee. I also have some tea to counteract the coffee, so that's the thing too. This is a night sleeping blend, so I'm gonna try to get to bed a little bit earlier today. But that is enough about me. Yeah, Night Road has been getting really good reviews on Steam. I was checking it out. I mind you, this was maybe 1.5, 2 days ago, so right out the door, it only had positive reviews. Now I'm actually a little bit interested to see what kind of reviews there are. Let me see here. 34 reviews, 88% positive. Bugs alert. Wait for a while. There are apparently some bugs. If you're a fan of Vampire the Masquerade, do not buy this. You will regret. Ooh, there's a really long one. I'm not gonna read reviews. That's not why we're here. But Hi, Bambi. I'm really happy you can play the game. Yeah, I saw the author was saying that they worked on the voiceover function of this video, so that's really cool. Also, I'm moving the mug around on my screen so you can't see my face, but there we go. Ooh, this is just making my voice even thicker, this coffee, so I'm gonna try to see if the tea will clear it out. Okay, without any further ado, let's get into the game. So, quick recap. Last time, we got ourselves a Nissan car, pickup truck. That's what we got, and a laptop. God, sorry. Let me mute my microphone for a little bit because my mouth is being weird. I'll be right back. Okay, hopefully I should be able to speak more clearly now. See you soon, Huddy. Hope your stream went well, by the way. I didn't tune in because you're already way ahead of me, so I didn't want to spoil, but I will be watching your playthrough after I'm done. Tucson, Arizona, night of November the 2nd, sunrise 6:42 a.m. Your feet hurt. You already passed the place you were supposed to stay yesterday, but it's just an empty garage. It's not... What? No. This is not where I ended. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to go ahead. This is not where I ended. Right, I know my choices because I already did them once, so let's just skip through. Focus my willpower. The man with the jewelry. Okay, this is dumb. Apparently it didn't save where I ended the session, but never seen him before in my life. This will be quick, don't worry about it. Sounds like you got what was coming for him. I say nothing, I'm gonna drain the guy myself. So how's everyone doing, by the way? How's your Saturday going? It's like 1 p.m. in the US now, like between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. I suppose. Members only jacket. I got the chat dove up about some cars. Ask Alexandra about blood. Talk to some mortal servants. And we're done here. How much? Oh, okay. It restarts where I last... Oh, okay. At the start of the chapter. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Don't worry. I know all my answers by heart. So, what's the job? There we go. Oh, okay. I got it. And... Right. Got it. No worries at all. It's fine. I remember all my I remember all my choices, so it's just gonna be a minute or two before I get there. Is she making a hash of the Masquerade? What do you do? I'm happy to. Is there any way to maintain control? Is she gonna drive me to criminal politics? Tucson, which I said Tucson for half of the stream last time. Sorry about that. Let me see here. I'm too hungry to risk socializing. I remember I did that. People in the scene. We're a Goth Tremere girlfriend. Whatever catches my eye. Oh, we got a guy this time. All right, well, that's fine. He doesn't look like one of those kids you passed. He's older with a touch of gray in his beard and dark piercing eyes. Ooh, he's wearing a tight black turtleneck, tight black pants. Very functional, not trying to impress. But you see the way his eyebrows quirk up when he sits down across from you. He wants to impress you. Oh shit, is he another vampire? That's happened before. It's always so embarrassing. Should you ask? You've honestly been out of the game for long enough that you're not sure. It's usually the same faces here, he says, night after night. Oop, sorry for reading really quickly. I just want to get back to where we were. No problem about that. You try not to smile as this guy tries to affect the eternal boredom of the undead. He's just playing. Well, you can play at being a vampire too, and that's exactly what you do, smiling at him with your eternally young face. It strikes you that you're about his age. He enjoys the role-playing for all the wrong reasons, then asks where you go to school. You look like you go to college, right? You died in your 20s, for Christ's sake. Do you look like a high schooler? Maybe the light here makes you look younger. Instead of answering, you nod for him to get up. He smiles, rises graciously. Guys like this are always gracious until they can't get what they want, and leads you into a hallway with padded black walls. Here, you'd expect at least a car ride somewhere nice. Whatever, at least it's quiet. Your fangs come out before you can turn around. He jerks helplessly for a second in your embrace, then... Ooh, that should not be capitalized. That should not be capitalized, but that's fine, that's fine. I'm not embracing him, right? Also, the green screen is making it look like my teeth are bedazzled. Sorry about that. I think it kind of bothers me. I'm going to try to see if I can go down like... How far back do I had to go? Oh my god, really? That's better, that's better. They look yellow, but what are you going to do about it? Ugh. Anyway. Then you realize that you can't stop. It's been too long, and we've been here before. Rip my fangs out. I licked the wound. I called 911. Everyone was happy. No, I didn't frenzy, but I did have 4 in hunger. So I almost killed the guy, but I didn't. All right, we are going to the pawn shop. We are going to talk with this lovely young lady, Elena. We are going to talk with her about the knife, and we are going to do int academics because I'm well educated. I'm going to help her out. I'm going to help her out. I'm going to do charisma leadership. I think charisma leadership. Yeah, got some big holes in there. Leadership charisma is 5. Yeah, persuasion not so much. So let's go charisma leadership. I need an ally in the city. Yep, okay, we made a friend. I am gonna buy the laptop, the Raspberry Pi for 540. Then we're gonna get the Nissan Frontier, which is black. That was the selling point. And then we buy the Nissan Frontier. And I'm done shopping for now. There we go. I have about $100 left, and this is where we left off. So, took about a minute to get back, no worries. Alright, this song is Hollywood Hills Lost Reception. Apparently, it's a little bit of a longer title, so I couldn't fit it in, but I can try to... There we go. Perfect. So yeah, this is CWPV. I think that's how I'm gonna pronounce it. This guy has made some really cool original vampire music using just a little bit of sampling from the Bloodlines game. Really good music. Go check it out. He is on YouTube and SoundCloud, I believe. Not yet on Spotify. Okay. It's 2:16 according to your knockoff Tissot when you pull out of Covenant's pawn shop in your new Nissan Frontier. Oh, can you already tell my voice is a little bit blown? And sunrise is 6:29 a.m. It's still early, so you drive around for an hour just to find the cheapest gas stations and the fastest ways out of town. Then you accelerate smoothly onto East Broadway Boulevard near a plasma center and head for the garage address you got earlier. Sorry for my screen blacking out every now and then. That is happening way more than it should. Let me give you a little bit of a... Oh, my desk is a mess. That's fine, though. Let me see if I can... What I'm going to do is turn on flight mode. I'm going to lower light on my phone, and hopefully that might at least make it do it less. There we go. When a shadow crosses the hood of your Nissan, you look up and catch a glimpse of a wing eclipsing a streetlight. Was that Prince Leto's eagle? You find your spot in the underground parking garage. Sorry, I'm going to have to clear my throat again. Sorry, I'm going to turn up the mic. And we're back. Sorry about that. You find your spot in the underground parking garage. Right in front of it is a metal door with a keypad. I mean, I'm not going to deny that I'm La Sombra, but I'm also not going to confirm that I'm La Sombra. Plausible denial. I have no idea why this is happening. You find your spot in the underground parking garage. Right in front of it is a metal door with a keypad. You grab everything from your Nissan, lock it, and enter your code. Enter the code, even. Inside is an office with peeling linoleum floors, an ancient metal desk with a rusty mini fridge on it. I just want to say, by the way, Jason, if you're still here, excellent game. I love this so much. I really like the minimalist design of it. I think the only thing that I would have maybe wanted in this game is a smoother overview of the stats which is like very difficult to do. So I totally get it the way you went with it. But I really, really like this game. That's not criticism. That's just something like that would have made this a little bit smoother, because there are a lot of skills and disciplines to pick from. But this is really good game. I'm loving it so far. I'm giving it 2 thumbs up. Great game. Thank you also, by the way, for tuning into my stream. I really appreciate that. And yeah, yeah, maybe like having, I guess that there will be a huge chunk of text anyway, but maybe having it like a popping up in the same window so you can just scroll up and down in the text, like a button to have it appear. I don't know. I'm sorry. Or maybe if you do the skill combination, it would tell you how much you had in every dice pool. I'm sorry. It's really good though. It's really good. It's a great game. Don't worry. I think it's really good. I really don't think it's a bad thing. Don't worry. Oh, I have a Masquerade violation. And it's just, yeah. Oh God, now I feel really bad. It's just, I've been going back and forth a little bit, checking my skills and stuff. Oh, it was fangs. Okay, I thought that was like a sad smile. I was like, no, I'm sorry. But yeah, I think perpetuate your existence, seek luxury and comfort. Oh, okay, I get it. Sorry, I thought it was like a really frowny emoji. I was like, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I think overall though, it's not too difficult to go in between though. But yeah, it's an excellent game, and I like that it takes place all across these states, because that's why I have the map up here, which, yeah, you can see the boundaries of my camera. But we are currently in Tucson. Oh, I go a little deeper in the stats page. Further down. There may be more descriptions of these stats. Relationships. My relationship with Julian is okay. It's 2 dots. It's poor, but it's not worst. Oh, hide untrained scores. That's good. That's good. I can hide stuff that I don't have. That's super useful, actually. That's a good feature. You can also show stats as numbers. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I got distracted by the music there for a second. So you can see them as numbers. That's good as well. I'm going to go with the dots, though. Protect the weak, 46% was the rule of weak, 54%. Defy the traditions, respect the traditions. Cool. I like this. But let's show them as dots. The map is not from the game. I'm using Google Maps, basically. But I have marked out a whole bunch of locations on the map. Some of them I guessed where they might be. Like I marked out the gas station over here. I figured there is a non-highway road here. It was like a 20 miles per hour sign. So maybe it's the Mezcal Arroyo. And moving down from where the Honda Civic broke down. I named it Honda Civic. I'm pretty sure it's not a Civic. But that's the car I connected it with. And down to the gas station where I made some notes. Yeah. And then we have the Covenant Pawn Shop. I put it over here. New York is my hometown, of course. So that's where I got embraced. Got El Paso. That's where I had my last bite before the game started. Julian's Delivery. CDs in Industrial Park over in Austin. 2100X. Like, I put pretty much every major place. Like we got St. Basil's, we got Camp Scheffler, we've got, I don't have the location for where my sire is because I don't think that was told in the game yet. I'm not sure, but we'll see. Here's Tucson anyway, and I put a few things. I figured here would be where the emergency pit stop where the trailers are. And what I did was I used an actual photo map, and I was like, yeah, this looks like a place where there would be trailers and stuff. So that's what I did. Anyway, let's get back to the game. Sorry about that. There's no Wi-Fi. Still, it's better than sleeping in an abandoned semi-trailer, and you can physically plug your new laptop in. Even better, there are escape routes into the sewers that you can use. You are no enthusiast of a sewer escape, but sometimes it's necessary. You loosen the grates and make sure you have a clear route into the sewers in case you're exposed. You're just getting settled in when you hear the door lock beep. The metal door opens and there's Julian's sim. Ooh! The Toria and the Banu Hakim. Oh, I like his design. He's cool. I love it. Great design. A new personal low, Julian says. He's wearing a glitch t-shirt and a smile. He starts to enter, then looks down and says, "Oh, you have to invite me in." Are we going to be nice to this guy? Also going to have some more coffee. All right. So what's my relationship with Julian? I feel like we had a decent relationship before, but I played cool, but I smell an opportunity here. Julian was always brilliant. Fine, enter freely and of your own free will. Now what do you want? Like always, Scylla, I want to help, Julian says, stepping inside and glancing back at your Nissan. Then he tosses you a tiny webcam. This was in your ceiling, by the way. Give me your phone and I'll take care of the tracking there, and the key logging program on your Arduino. Arduino? I don't know what that is. Cell phone, I suppose? He looks so young, you think he wanders in and out of your shitty crash pad. You think as he wanders in and out of your shitty crash pad, sweeping for bugs. For some reason, you expected him to age. You look at yourself in your Nissan side view mirror. You haven't aged either. Man, it's been a while, Julian says, leaning against your door frame. Oh, it's a small computer. Okay, got it. Thank you. I remember the nights we spent keeping that elder asleep with offerings of blood. The days curled up together in the desert. Wasn't it romantic? It was until it suddenly wasn't. I'm not willing to tell Julian that I miss him. I do miss him a little bit. He's a sweet guy. I have work to do, Julian says, which is the closest thing you'll get to an apology. I still have work, and tonight it concerns your clan and the things that they get up to in their research. You half expected Julian to reach for you, but he's excited about some new project now. He was always like that. I've been working with Jasper Knowles lately. Terrible what happened to Jasper, of course. It's also terrible what he did to that sewer rat, and that Outlander, and that... Anyway, what's worse is that lately I've been working with Jasper, not K-Knight to K-Knight, but man to man, as it were. You're starting to monologue, Julian. That's a dangerous habit. Why don't you just tell me what you want me to know? Hard living has made you dull, Scylla, the Banu Hakim says. Fine. Since the Convention of Thorns, the Masquerade has protected us from mortal scrutiny. We hide what we are. We'll live in the shadows. But that can't last. He tosses the USB webcam up and down. The Second Inquisition should have taught us that. One day soon humans will learn the truth. This is inevitable. Do you know why Jasper Knowles decided to end his experiments with that Nosferatu? Because someone filmed it when it got out. Then he called me to turn the video from a Masquerade breach into a trailer to a new student horror film. I had to fake some date stamps, but the Tremere paid me well. That's going to happen more and more, Scylla, and eventually it's going to be happening every night, all the time, always on, constant streaming. We must stop offering a hard wall against this inevitability and start creating a guided path for the mortals. Maybe you're right, but that's all years from now. This year, this night, all I want is enough to survive. I mean, that's my character. Then I'll help you survive, Julian says, and that's why I'm here. Tomorrow, now that you have this beautiful machine, Julian says, banging the hood of your Nissan, this baby can handle it, Prince Leto will give you one of 3 USBs. Would you like to know what's on them? He doesn't let you answer. One warns the Bruja Patermaster about renovations to his hospital that will expose his followers. One informs the Tremere Nvidia call that her mentor, Jasper Knowles, is dead, and that her funding is cut off because her facility's contacts... Sorry, I had to fix my camera. This is really bothering me. Let me see here. I'm going to turn on Wi-Fi. Let me turn on Wi-Fi. Also, don't mind the loud banging noises. Those are the kids upstairs running around having a jolly good time because they never ever go out to play, even though we have a playground right next to our house. So that's the thing we have. All right. There we go. Now I should just be having some freeze frame drops, or some frame drops, and no sudden breaking of the camera. One tells the Ventru Ellen Olive Krona that the Second Inquisition is coming for her little prison buffet down at the border. Wherever you go, the people there will use you or destroy you to escape what's coming. And it's all happening because of Jasper's experiments. Oh, okay, good. You're not hearing the banging. Good, because they're like running around upstairs. I hope the music is kind of keeping it away. So what do you want me to do? I'm willing to hear Julian out, at least. I want you to keep your head up for information about the Second Inquisition that might affect my work. That's all. I won't even ask you to work against Prince Leto or the Camarilla. Just watch for the SI. But first, let me demonstrate how disposable you are to the Prince. Now, think back to what I taught you. Where's the best place to begin, Scylla? The walls? Leto's thralls? His pet bird Riga? Another damn test. Julian used to love these, but your relationship with the Camarilla and its traditions is cool at best, and Julian always had a knack for spotting spies. He watches you as you look around your little garage. Int tech, wit, survival, dex, clandestine. So dex, really bad. Int and wits. Intelligence is where I want to go. So it was int technology. Int tech. Well, that's 5 dice. I guess that's as good as it's going to get. Let's do some technical analysis on that webcam. I open my laptop and start scrutinizing the camera. Instead of waiting inside, Julian sweeps your Nissan for bugs. Once he's done, he doesn't say anything even as sunrise approaches, and you continue to work. You unscrew the webcam and check the serial number of its individual parts. Using your new laptop, you trace some of those serial numbers to domestic suppliers, then to defense contractors. You recognize some of these names from your time with Julian. These are SI suppliers, you whisper. Exactly, Julian says. So either the SI installed that webcam, or Prince Leto's people installed it, unaware of its provenance. Which is worse? Or Julian is lying from top to bottom in order to manipulate you. Where did he even get this webcam? Like, where did he take it from? I mean, I'm hypothetically, no, not even hypothetically, I'm like, all right, he had a webcam going in and he said he was keeping track of me. Maybe he should point out where that was for me to believe him. He takes out his phone, checks the time, and frowns a little. You're going to need better security than this if you stay here, he says. What are you going to rig up? Cameras? Poison gas like we used in Fort Worth? Maybe laser tripwires? Despite the late hour, it takes a while to get Julian off the subject of security. Finally, he drops his voice and says, You need to be ready for the SI, Scylla. He glances up at you, his pale face illuminated by his phone, and he says, They're not as smart as they think they are, but they're still pretty smart. They're piecing things together. He said it was... Did he? Well, if he did, then that's just me not paying attention, I guess. They're piecing things together. Anyway, I've been thinking about Isla. This is the one. Let's not speak of those we've lost. I still remember the incredible perverse sense of power when I drank Isla's ancient blood, though I won't give Julian the pleasure of admitting it. Or maybe we should go with this one. There is true power in diablerie, though it's heresy to say so. Are you planning more of that sort of thing, Julian? Are you planning more of that sort of thing, Julian? Nah, I'm gonna go with the other one. I'm not that into diablerie. I'm glad you understand what power looks like, Scylla, Julian says. When I was young, I thought knowledge was power. My embrace taught me that power is power. I think the diablerie of Isla taught you the same thing. It's true, you can still feel Isla's stolen strength, and sometimes Especially when the hunger is upon you, you can still hear her thoughts screaming through your withered veins. I gotta say, I said this in the post-mortem of the last stream I did, but I really like the layers of like my character's backstory being told to me, and I get to choose how I, either if they actually happened or how they happened, and my relationship to that. I think it's a really good narrative tool to not like overwhelm me with flashbacks and stuff like that, but rather just, so what's your opinion on this thing that may or may not have happened? It's almost sunrise, Julian says, checking his phone again. I'm late for prayer. He slips a business card out of his glitch hoodie and says, with my usurper contacts dead, my old Denver company, 2100X, is on hiatus, but I'm still thinking about the future, the 22nd century. I mean, think about this, Scylla. It's a sort of blank spot in our imagination. I mean, human imagination too. We talked about the 21st century as kids. We can still, in a way, imagine the far future, but what's coming? What's it going to be like 80 or 100 years from now? Because I plan to be there, and I want your help. You're getting the impression that the Camarilla wants you. Maybe Prince Leto just wants you as a patsy in case the Second Inquisition hits him like the fist of God, but he hasn't mistreated you yet. And you know that kindred of the Camarilla do not serve two masters. Leto is gangrel, but on the other hand, if he's prince of a city as big as Tucson, I'm thinking he's got to have some skills in the politics, and he's definitely a player of the jihad. I don't know who the Prince of Phoenix is, because that's really going to put things in a lot of perspective. If you know who the Prince of Phoenix is, we're going to be able to be like, all right, so what's Leto's power relationship to that? Like, can we play those out against each other? Is Leto more interested in consolidating his local power base? How can we profit from that? So I'm really interested in learning more about Phoenix. I lie, pretending to be interested while making it clear to anyone still listening, like Leto, that I'm not. That's calm subterfuge, charisma intimidation. So composure subterfuge. Not great. Intimidation. Oh, was it charisma intimidation? Was it the other one? Fuck your hard sell, Julian. Yeah, let's go with this one. I think Julian kind of left me high and dry back then. He didn't really tell me where he went. He just wanted something delivered, and then he just disappeared. I don't like that. Fuck your hard sell, Julian. I'm not saying no, but I get right up in his face to make it clear I won't be yanked around again. Not again, never again. He takes a surprise step back and seems to reconsider you. You've changed, he says. It's been 10 years of this, you snap. You're surprised by your own rage. He reaches out to Julian like poison gas, and he presses himself against a wall. He quickly masters himself, though he seems to watch you now with a greater care and respect. No hard sell then, he says. My offer stands. When things go bad with Prince Leto and the Camarilla, and you have to know they will, get in touch with me. It's been 10 years for me too. Everything is different now. You should probably get a sandwich, Tims. Sandwiches are good. They're tasty. Also lots of carbs. He hands you a card with information about how to reach him, the motel where he's staying, and the location of a Dropbox. There's a little glyph like a knife doodled on the card. A karambit, he says. I'm not exactly a regular member of Clan Banu Hakim, so that's what I'm using instead of the old 2100 logo to mark my holdings. No name yet, just a mark. Look for it, Scylla. Then he opens the door to your little office room, scans the shadows, and disappears down the garage, in no evident hurry despite the proximity of sunrise. The metal door swings shut. You let the shock of Julian Sim's return fade, then check your knockoff Tissot as you take it off. It's 6:20 a.m. You secure the door, drop the deadbolt, and strip out of your courier's outfit. You don't even have time for a shower, so you just unroll the sleeping bag and make sure your phone is charging. You dream of flying high over the Alps at night, the roar of a single-seater engine in your ears, a silk scarf wrapped around your throat to keep off the cold, though you're already colder than anything else in these skies. Your dream shifts to a huge moon over a city you know so well that no name comes to mind, all turquoise, Domes and tall towers, black against the midnight sky. And then the same city, except it is only a village. Low mud huts, donkeys, children laughing. It's morning, and the sun feels hot against your back and your bare limbs. Not dreams, memories. And one last memory, forcing your eyes open like lifting an iron gate and looking up at two eager fledglings, one from your own clan, one Clan Tremere, and watching frozen as the Tremere's fangs slide out. Wait, they're both Tremere. All right, cool. I was like, yeah, weird phrasing, but one from your own clan, Tremere, and one Clan Tremere, and watching frozen as the Tremere's fangs slide out. You open your eyes for real and check your phone. It is 5:49 p.m. Sunset. It's an early sunset. Isla is sleeping again. Is asleep even again. You shower. Oh, it's her memories. I like that. I remember the Tremere. Oh, I get it. So Banu Hakim and Clan Tremere. Cool. I'm sorry, that is not weirdly phrased. That was just me not getting it. I'm sorry. You shower, scraping the last of the filth out from under your fingernails. Then you decide where you're going. You don't want to keep Prince Leto waiting as you make a decision. Your first stop will be... Well, I want to go to Phoenix. I've been on autopilot for years. St. Basil sounds like a job where I can shake off my lethargy, see what's going on, even make some new contacts. Isla. Isla is not going to be singing about us making a snow one. But do you want to make... I'm sorry, my voice is going... This might not be a very long stream because I can already tell that my voice is going a little bit. Isla is not going to be singing about making a snowman, but do you want to make a snowman? Throat completely parched. Let's go to Paternoster. I want to get going. Tucson, Arizona, night of November 6th, sunrise 6:45 a.m. You drive the Nissan around your parking lot a few times, getting a feel for it as the light come on all over Tucson. The truck handles like a bucket of KFC sliding across our hockey rink, which is what you'd expect after paying less than $1,000 for a vehicle this new. The warped interior panels indicate that someone rebuilt this Frontier after a collision that should have totaled it. But the electronics work, and it's nice to have Bluetooth, or have Bluetooth even. The Bluetooth doesn't work, but it's nice to know it's there. At least you're high enough off the road to see all around. God, I'm sorry for reading is garbage here for me. I'm bad at reading. That's what I'm trying to say. And see around all the Chevy Silverados and Ford Raptors. Let me just check something. Cool. I hope everyone is enjoying me stumbling through English. God. You spot the Viper nightclub, accelerate hard, and scream to a halt outside the glass-lined VIP entrance. It's still early, and the party won't start for hours, but Leto is already awake. You see his eagle Riga perched nearby. You sort through your maps and guides, checking nearby hotels and making sure you have a place to stay in Phoenix if you can't make it there and back in one night. A mortal flunky in a Ed Hardy t-shirt runs up to your Nissan with a portable push-button lockbox like the ones outside Airbnbs. He also gives you a pass so you can get inside St. Basil's as a janitor and says, he's in the morgue. You toss the box in your suitcase, clip the pass to a lanyard, and peel out. As always, you've done your research. St. Basil's Hospital in Phoenix is a crowded, underfunded Catholic hospital that began as a psychiatric facility. It was corrupt even before the Canaanites moved in, with multiple scandals involving patient... Did the music stop? Hold on. Let me... No, video should not be paused. Keep watching. There we go. Sorry for that. With multiple scandals involving patient abuse, embezzlement, and accounting fraud that reached the local papers. You've already noted exits, nearby safe houses, good places to park, and several abandoned buildings where you can hide if things go bad. As you drive, you think about Julian. You shut him down this morning, but now you're having second thoughts. You don't trust him, of course, but he might be able to offer you some insight. I will raise the volume a little bit for the music. There we go. How's that? Julian is dangerous, but I feel a little bad shutting him down. I call him. You did have some good times together, after all. You debate with yourself for a while, then give him a call somewhere around exit 200. I'm not going to mark that one on the map. You'll have to be careful. Anything you say could trigger the SI's search algorithms, but this is only a preliminary conversation. You won't talk about anything you're doing. Julian answers on the first ring and doesn't even greet you. Just says, "Do you want to know what's on the USB?" Ooh, Ethan, cool. Yeah, I was actually gonna go for Banu Hakim. I know Hadi's playing Banu Hakim, but then I realized that I did have the Tremere DLC, and Tremere is my clan, because I can't play these guys, unfortunately, so I'll just have to settle for second best, a bloodline of the Tzimitzi. You have no idea how to open the push button lock, and besides, the USB is probably encrypted. Before you can answer, Julian says, St. Basil's is getting a makeover. Big floor-to-ceiling windows, a modern admission system, a new morgue. In other words, no place for rats like us to hide. The Eagle thinks it's an SI plot. I'm not so sure, though I bet they'd love to pick off homeless rats when they're forced to flee. Since the Eagle doesn't want that, the USB you're carrying contains instructions for how to freeze out the hospital's current director and keep things as they are. But we can do better, Scylla. Tucson's boss is a brilliant financier, I'll give him that, and the artificial paper trail he's created will bury the current director, force her out in favor of some brainless lackey, and keep his creatures safe. But it can also be used to transfer power to someone else. Which reminds me, why is the Prince of Tucson having his people in Phoenix? I would assume that would be under the Prince of Phoenix's... We'll have to learn more about that. This is one of my main goals for heading to Phoenix. I want to know about the political structure in this city. Someone like us. You consider what to say. You shouldn't be having this kind of conversation over the phone, but so far Julian has avoided saying any keywords that might get flagged. You just need to do the same, and then get rid of the phone. Great, that's another $100.
I used to do a little yachting myself. What brand of yacht do you have?
You probably wouldn't know the brand. I bought them in Italy.
Ah, l'Italia bella. Parlate italiano?
We can't just take a hammer to St. Basil's. I don't want to make a mess. Panicked kindred can violate the Masquerade, steal our assets to escape, or worse. Yeah. The world does need more Tzimitzi. When are we gonna get Tzimitzi? Tzimitzi DLC when? I'm assuming when we get them in V5, which will never happen. Player's Guide, where is it? Modifius, get on it. Let us know. Give us something. Give us a tidbit. Anyway, hammers are for the rabble, Scylla, Julian says. I use a scalpel. All we're doing is transferring control of resources from one of the Eagle's flunkies to us. The situation on the ground for the local parasites won't change until later. The process is simple. Gain access to the St. Basil's computer system and install the computer code I'm sending you. It's self-executing, so just drag and drop the little file and then double-click it. Just don't let the local boss figure out what you're doing until it's too late. One last thing, there's a Motel 6 a mile up the road. Motel 6, I'm starting to slur my words, sorry about that. Walk into the public bathroom on the second floor and leave your phone in the trash. Don't destroy the sim. A little pun there. Anyway, I put a fresh phone under the bathroom sink. Do all of that and the SI team on your tail won't find and destroy you. Good luck, Scylla. He hangs up. You pull into the Motel 6 and do what you're told. The new phone is another disposable burner. Julian, you realize, isn't hiding from the Second Inquisition. He's using what they think they know to move them around the board in a game you don't fully understand. You wonder if the Banu Hakim fully understands the game he's playing. Probably not. As you get back in your Nissan, your new phone buzzes when an email arrives with a zipped executable file. Ugh. You stop to check the email and commit it to memory because it includes an updated list of keywords the SI is scanning for. How's everyone enjoying it so far? I'm loving this. I'm really not sure what to think about Justin though. Again, he did leave me high and dry, and his ambitions way up here, my ambitions way down here. I just want to diablerize. I just want to be a Goth Tremere girlfriend and diablerize my way through this game. Traffic is thick that evening, so it takes you almost 2 hours to reach your destination. You turn left at Circle K and have no problem finding a parking spot near a chain link fence. You step back and examine your truck, satisfied. You can reach it from multiple directions. Your knockoff Tissot says it's 8:25 p.m. Do you have to tell me every time it's a knockoff? I know I'm cheap and poor. You don't have to remind me. St. Basil's is a Baroque monstrosity that looks like an invader from an older and darker city back east. Its bricks are discolored, its windows high and narrow, and one doomed attempt to modernize the structure just makes it look like a prison with a single watchtower of dingy glass and black steel. You can feel the sickness emanating off St. Basil's, the impossibility of healing. Why, Justin, do you want to invest in this place? You watch the main entrance for a few minutes, feeling out the rhythms of the patients and staff, then walk around to the emergency entrance. Neon yellow ambulances look like space invaders among the crumbling gray bricks. A few EMTs are outside smoking cigarettes under the no smoking sign. Another entrance is locked and heaped up with trash, broken beds and furniture that no one ever got rid of. You don't see any other ways in that aren't locked with mechanical or electronic locks. There aren't a lot of cameras out here, and that's good to know. Yeah, it is written really smart, and honestly, like, I'm gonna be playing this at least a couple of more times to see if I can have like how much variation I can get into this story. Right now, I'm just going in blind and just gonna focus on what I think my character would be doing. Then I'm gonna be trying out like different routes, see if I can plan things ahead. You shoulder your suitcase, walk into reception, and immediately understand why Leto gave you a passkey. The place is locked down like a liquor store. The reception desk is behind shatterproof plastic, the elevator is locked with a key code, and the main double doors that lead deeper into the hospital aren't just locked, they're watched by a private security guard. The waiting area is full of people slumped in slashed up wooden chairs with orange cushions. It smells like apple juice and bleach. Julian babbling something about how modern statecraft is largely a project of internal colonization. Whatever. You have a key. You swipe yourself through. The light flashes red. So of course you try again. Because it's just an old-fashioned magnetic strip card. The light flashes red again. It's not like I'm a La Sombra or anything, right? Right? The guard, bright yellow taser on his left hip, Ruger LC9 on his right, hasn't looked up from his game of Candy Crush, but one of the receptionists is watching you. Shit, this is your first night working for the Tucson Camarilla, and things have already gone sideways. You can't just stand here running this busted card through and through again, and this isn't the sort of place you can talk your way into. You scan the waiting patients, counting the junkies. There are a lot. Ooh, I'm meeting your sire, cool. Does one of them have bite marks? Some amateur vampire didn't lick the wound clean. Or worse, the kindred here are so thin-blooded they don't even have that ability. Instead of worrying about that, you focus on finding a way in. There are 3 ways inside from this room. The double doors with the card reader that won't read your car, hopefully not. A staff door that's locked from this side, and you can't exactly pick a lock in front of the guard, and the elevator, which is locked with a keypad. You saw some unattended entrances outside, but all the ones you noticed had mechanical locks. Maybe you missed one. You could search again, though it wouldn't be easy to skulk around outside without drawing attention. What's my int investigation? Ooh, that's a dice pool of 6. That's good. I'm only going to be using my dominate if I don't have any other options. Int investigation. I investigated the building's exterior, trying to puzzle out where an unattended entrance might be. Ooh, red liquor and smiles, indeed. You head back outside before the guard gets up and sweep the hospital's exterior again. There's one particularly tempting entrance for food services right next to the kitchen, but the problem is it's under video surveillance. You sidle up to it anyway, then look directly up at the camera. It's hollow. It's just a piece of plastic with a fake wire stuck to the wall. You walk right inside. And once you're inside, no one bothers you. The stone walls of St. Basil's are unnaturally cold for an Arizona autumn, like they imported the chill and damp from some 19th century mental hospital in London or Massachusetts. Ooh, okay, hunger. Well, I'm on hunger 3 already? That can't be right. I was on hunger 1. Was it because I was sleeping? I'm really in the middle of everything here, by the way. Perpetuate your existence should be my top priority, though. Yeah, once you're inside, though painted lines on the linoleum floors are supposed to lead to intensive care, orthopedics, radiology, etc., according to the paper maps on the walls, they have a way of fading out or vanishing, turning the near windowless corridors into a labyrinth. Even your meticulous prep work was not enough, and even your sense of empathy, numbed by years of surviving as one of the living dead, can feel the miasma of sorrow and regret that hangs over St. Basil's. It's ugly, but this is what we have to do to survive. No, I don't... This is a tough choice. Because, I mean... I want this to be the kind of character who does feel bad, but is so down in the dumps. Maybe I can find a way to help everyone here, kindred and kind. I mean, it's miserable, if there's some way to do it. You wonder what to do. Even here in this single hospital, the magnitude of the awfulness, it's a cool 2011 reference, the magnitude of the awfulness threatens to overwhelm you. There's a stretcher in one hallway that looks like it's been unattended for days. Flies swirl as you pull the blanket off the corpse. Ew. You can see the chew marks on the neck and wrist. You're not sure it's your job to bring in the local Camarilla back in line. Let's move the map, by the way. St. Basil's Hospital. We are now in Phoenix. I decided to place it here. So it is right next to the Arizona Cardinals, the Tempe Skate Park. I don't know what the name of this park is, but I placed it here because it's very close to nothing, I guess. I don't know. I put it here anyway. Welcome back, Huddy. Oh no, I'm sorry I picked this one. I'm so sorry. But you instinctively recoil at such an obvious violation of the Masquerade. You finally find a sign that says morgue, but as you trot down the hall, you hear hushed and panicky voices from the side corridor. St. Basil's is full of quiet, desperate sounds, but you know the smell of fresh blood. You poke your head around the corner. "We should get a doctor," a thin woman with a thin voice says. "Oh shit, his neck!" A dying man lies on the desk of a low-ceilinged office, blood pumping from wounds on his neck and stomach. On the far side of the painfully thin woman, also helping to hold the dying man down, is the bruja you recognize as Paternoster. The photo only hinted at something you see clearly in real life. Vampires do not age, but some people are born old, and their spirit keeps aging as their flesh remains immortal. Paternoster should be a good-looking black guy, mid-20s, athletic, short black beard, and close-cropped hair, but somehow he looks old, as if there's a bald, fat, tiring old man where his shadow should be. Crinkled lines around his eyes and a slowness to his step reveal Paternoster's true age. In real life, he'd be stepping into the grave around now, and it's like he knows it. Alfredo, nice. He looks up at He looks up and his hands, previously holding onto the dying man, slacken. The thin woman wheezes and stumbles backward into a trash can. Backward, into a trash can. Shit, he says. You can almost see the vitae crackling through his veins as he prepares to unleash some Bruja power. Before he can bolt across the office faster than a cheetah and punch your head off, you hold up your suitcase. Courier, you say. Whatever, Paternoster says as the dying man thrashes. Come here and hold Miguel down. You don't give Miguel good odds. If it's so important that you save him, give him some vitae. He's already a ghoul, Paternoster says, struggling to hold the dying man down. And I couldn't get more blood into... The man vomits blood and rolls off the desk. He dies, legs kicking, on the linoleum floor. You know, Paternoster says, there's no reason to let it go to waste. Swedish English popping through right here. We don't have the w sound in Swedish, so even with a W, we say Washington. So, option 4. Sorry, didn't go for it. Paternoster and the thin woman dive on the corpse, draining it in a matter of seconds. When the Bruja gets up, he dabs at his lip with a dead man's handkerchief and says, Also, I don't feed on dying people, by the way. I prefer to get my prey willingly. You must work for Leto. He mentioned a name. Are you Lydia? No, she's dead. Scylla, right? I guess you did a better job than Miguel here. He gestures to the withered corpse. If this guy was one of yours, Paternoster, and you want me to kill whoever killed him, I am for hire. Miguel was one of Leto's, Paternoster says, but I'll consider your offer. Is this the guy who was flipping me off, by the way, when I was looking around the parking lot? I wonder why they didn't attack you, though. The Bruja rummages around in the dead man's pocket until he finds a card for the Viper nightclub with a 4-digit code written on the back. Give me what you brought, he says. No, this is not Bayonetta music. This is original score by CVPV. And basically, this is Vampire the Masquerade inspired music, and I'm just promoting his music because it's really good. Or their music. No, I think it's a guy. Sorry. You toss in the lock, he punches the code on the card into the lock, and it opens, revealing a USB. Rita May, get all this cleaned up, Paternoster tells the thin woman. Scylla and I need to talk. Ooh, this is the guy, huh? Paternoster has done everything he can to make his large, low-ceilinged office look impressive. He's cluttered it with a century's worth of executive power idols, from the Art Nouveau furniture in shining mahogany to the mid-century modern lighting fixtures to the little chrome clicky balls on the desk. The result is a confused agglutination of talismans with no consistency or power to impress. Paternoster, currently wearing scrubs so he won't draw attention, settles himself in an Aeron chair behind the desk so his head is haloed by a water stain on the concrete walls. The walls are otherwise lined with vintage automobile ads like in Jay Leno's garage. He opens a laptop and plugs the USB in, and then leans back and 2 katanas appears in his hand as if from nowhere. Of course they do. Of course 2 katanas appear. Why has it gotta be katanas, man? You blink. It's a trick Stercorius taught me, Paternoster says. These are my friends, Duncan and Connor. That is a Highlander reference. I had to remember the name for a second. He swirls the blades through the air. You almost laugh, but shit, he really knows how to handle them. Getting on the wrong side of those blades might be a bad idea. The blades vanished just as suddenly as they appeared. So he literally just summoned up 2 katanas and swung them around a little bit, and then he just took them away. Man, this guy is extra. The blades, yeah, Paternoster turns his attention to what's on his screen. So while the USB was loading, he's just like, hey, here's my katanas. And then it disappeared again. Oh my god, this guy. The Bruja takes his time reading whatever Leto sent him. You wait, and finally he leans forward and says, I know that Leto didn't just send you to deliver a letter. You're supposed to see how we're doing here. The Eagle Prince isn't happy with us. Yeah, it's a power move, for sure. I'm just assuming that my Tremere is just like, okay, cool. Like, cool blades, bro, bruh. I can't say I'm impressed either. This place is a masquerade breach waiting to happen. That puts us all in danger. Well, it's going to get worse, Patermuster says. That new director, Carelli, she's spoken with the city about a full renovation. Windows, Scylla. Floor-to-ceiling windows. And worse, a remote administration system. If that happens, half the kindred here are doomed. I don't want that, and neither does Prince Leto. Director Carelli's already installed cameras upstairs. Her monitoring station is right down the hall. She fucking knows who I am. Not what I am, but what if she figures it out? You wait for Patermuster's offer. Technically, you've already done your job. The information Leto sent me is enough to get rid of Director Carelli and return the hospital to my direct control. There won't be any renovations, any threats to my people or to Leto's base of power. But I need your help. My people, they're alright. Look, they're fucking worthless when it comes to this kind of work. I'm going to need help getting this information onto the director's computer so we can make sure she's stopped. And of course I'm willing to pay. $1,000 once it's done, plus there will always be a place for you here. It's not much, but a vault in the morgue is better than a morning in the park, you know. Are you in? I want to prove my value right away by having a look at this monitoring station. Maybe I can use my computer skills to seize control of it, or at least shut it down. Where's this monitoring station? Where's this monitoring station? Monitor. That's a difficult word to say. Monitoring. The more I try to say it, the weirder it is. Where's this monitoring station? Monitoring. Yeah. English. Patermuster waves for you to follow and takes you to an unlocked, unoccupied closet that smells like mold and Fanta. 4 old tower CPUs are wired together on a shelf, but there's no keyboard or monitor. I could just start pulling out wires, but Director Carelli would know, he says, and I don't want her thinking about me until she's gone. So, can you do anything about this? Whew, you plug in your Arduino and start poking around. Is that a MacBook Air? Patermuster asks, proud that he knows a kind of a laptop. You ignore him. A few minutes on Showdown helps you figure out what the director can see. Nice reference. God, this game is great. System Shock reference, I'm assuming. And after poking around the parts of her network she's secured with a weak passwords, you're able to give Patermuster some good news. She has all sorts of digital infrastructure in place for the eventual upgrade, you say, but almost no physical infrastructure, at least not yet. There are only a handful of actual cameras and a few newer keycard readers, most of them upstairs. You send him a PDF listing everything she can access, where it is, what password it's currently using, if any. The director hasn't secured most of her systems yet, and where she would have to expand her physical hardware in order to match the software. This is great, Patermuster says. Shit, I need a full-time tech person. You did more in an hour than we've been able to do all month. Here. He peels off a roll of 20s. Buy yourself something pretty, and if you need anything else, just let me know. I mean, I'm not going to say no to 1,000. What's the lingo for 1,000? A thou? A Lincoln log? I don't know. Patermuster cocks his ear and then says, "My phone. Grab your shit and get out." You follow as he hurries back to his office. Hello? What? Well, the blood can't be everywhere. Surely it doesn't accept... Okay, fine. Okay, I'll get there, okay? 5 minutes. What? No, Sissy Space... No, Sissy, you're thinking of Rosemary's Baby. No, Carrie had the prom scene with all the pigs. Yes, it was Sissy Spacek, I'm sure. That much blood? Jesus. Okay, hold on. 5 minutes. He hangs up. I need to go deal with a thing, he says. He opens an Art Deco bureau in a black lacquer and brushed aluminum, pulls out a stack of scrubs, sizes you up for a second, then tosses you a pair. He rummages around in a bin until he finds a lanyard with a picture that looks kinda like you. Wear these, and no one will pay any attention to you. You're in the top left. Top left? The lanyard has an aluminum key attached to it. In the morgue. Don't worry, it's not cold. No sunlight. And everyone down there works for me, so you're safe. Get a feel for the place. Director Corelli's office is guarded even at night, so I'm going to need you to look around for a way in. Once you're ready, we'll sneak inside and plant all this incriminating evidence on her computer. Right now, I need to go deal with something. Show yourself out. You change, stuff your regular clothes into your suitcase, and head to the morgue. Your slab in the upper left looks cozy. It's made up like a hospital bed, with sheets and everything. You've slept in worse places. Also, just looked at the time. We've done an hour. My voice is still working, so let's keep going. How's everyone doing? Ooh. Okay, maybe that was an exaggeration. My voice is not doing that great. My voice is not doing that great. Let me see here. You're not alone in the morgue, and that evening you meet the locals. Hold on, give me a second. The skeletally thin Rita May is a caitiff of Ventru descent, a vain and prim fallen aristocrat who can't seem to keep blood off her lips. Patermuster you've already met. The Nosferatus Stercorius sleeps above you, but he keeps a larger haven in the basement with his rats. The Eagle Prince gets an eagle, the rat beggar gets a rat, Rita May quips. Oh yeah, we got conscripted. Thank you, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, I think we're just part of the coterie now, maybe? I don't know, man. I gotta, these people do not have their shit together. If they're gonna if they're gonna try to keep the SI off their ass, they need to get their shit together. You have your shit together, take your shit together, put it all in a bag, and get your shit together. That's what I'm gonna tell them. Anyway, others are in and out. A Japanese Malkavian who claims he was martyred in the 17th century and resurrected by Jesus Christ, 2 thin bloods covered in scabs that never go away, and a woman who might be a ghost or some other kind of thing you don't know about. They're sad, poisonous little creatures. The increasingly elitistic Camarilla would be disgusted to count them as members. Ethan, I like where you're going. Kill all caitiffs. I would do that, but what's in it for me? I mean, if I diabolize them, I'm not going to gain any power. They're thin bloods. They're caitiff, right? The only problem now is that you're getting hungrier and hungrier. Oh god, there's a huge bit of lag in the video. Sorry about that. You really ought to do something about that. What's my hunger at? Ooh, it's a 3. Well, I think in technology is still going to be my go-to because that's my 6-point dice pool. Resilience, clandestine, resolve. Sorry, not resilience. I don't even have any dots in clandestine, so let's go with int tech. I prey on the sick and infirm while they sleep. I'll need to decipher their medical charts to make sure I don't target anyone with diseases of the blood. The chronically ill in St. Basil's are kept in a dreary, low-ceilinged ward out of the way of the hospital personnel. One hungry Goth Tremere girlfriend. They're often grouped 4 or 8 to a room and neglected by the nursing staff for hours or even days. This makes stealth a non-issue. There's always a room full of unconscious people. The only trick is figuring out who is safe to drink from by reading the old-fashioned binders clipped to their beds. Most diseases cannot harm your lifeless organs, but there are certain blood-based pathogens that can leave you physically weakened. But a quick examination of the medical charts turn up nothing you need to worry about. You find a particularly healthy-looking specimen recovering from a staph infection and sink your fangs into his neck, savoring the way the clean blood mingles with the tainted flesh. You lick the wound clean and pad out of the ward sated. How sated? Hunger 1. 2, that's not too bad. I mean, he's going to be in hospital for a bit more, I'm assuming. You spend the next few nights just getting a feel for the hospital. It's deranged layout. We're spending a couple of nights here? Huh. Alright. Fair enough. And it's ugly secret little corners where the sick huddle and the vampires feed. You listen in on doctors and insurance executives as they conspire and embezzle, nurses as they sell opiates to patients and people waiting outside, doped up patients who keep asking what happened to their cell phones, and if their families know that they're there. You check out urgent care, where accident victims are forced to sign whatever is put in front of them before they're brought inside. and the furnace where surgeons dispose of evidence of their botched operations, and the lobby where it seems the same people are always sitting, waiting for help that won't come. This is a terrible place. Oh, wow. And of course, you spend time upstairs, outside Director Corelli's office. The guards never leave, but her security isn't impenetrable. You just need to find a way through. It would be easier with Paternoster, but he's busy dealing with one crisis after another. With your scrubs and lanyards, you're able to move freely around the hospital, but you're starting to feel watched. You're invisible to the regular guards, the dull-eyed men and women with black St. Basil's polos, shirts, and bright yellow tasers, but you keep seeing people with short-cropped hair, military boots, and black windbreakers that are just a little too heavy for the weather outside. The black jackets operate out of a sealed, windowless office separated from the mostly abandoned rehab services wing by a particle board wall and old office equipment. Three-star restaurant for vampires. I like it. Yeah. I mean, if I was Camarilla, and I cared about, okay, I do care about the Masquerade. I do care about consistency. But you also got to take into consideration that Thin Bloods especially have powers that I do not have. Some of them can walk in sunlight. This is crucial in the fight against the Second Inquisition. If they can trick the Second Inquisition and get the drop on them, that could be the difference between success and failure. I am going to, if you guys have read Winter's, let me look that up again. Winter's, what's the name of the comic? Winter's Teeth, which is a comic you can buy now on Drive-Thru Comics. Very, very good comic. 2 issues out right now. It's set in It's set in Minneapolis and St. Paul. That's the name of the second city, right? The Twin Cities. Excellent comic right now so far. Really like it. They have a KTIF because KTIFs don't register, or Thin Blood, sorry, they don't register in the same way as Kindred do, so they might actually avoid getting caught by the Second Inquisition. Anyway, let's get back to it. Also, hello Tony, how you doing? Welcome to the live stream. I'm in the second hour, but I am trying my best. My throat is not doing great because I had song lessons earlier today, and that ruined me. KTIFs are not technically, like, a KTIF is just someone you don't know the clan of. That's the actual meaning of the term, but a Thin Blood could in the old setting be called a KTIF, but a KTIF is not necessarily a Thin Blood. I think that's the distinction. These days, in V5, I don't even think they use the term KTIF at all, or if they do, it's used by older vampires, and Thin Bloods are generally the catch-all term for vampires who are of sufficiently high generation that they are not belonging to any of the clans. A little bit of a trivia there. I think that's correct. But yeah, you got to take the old with the new with the old. If you read Beckett's Jihad Diary, for example, I mean, he's theorizing that maybe the Thin Bloods are like a new evolution of vampires. It's complicated. Anyway, and they keep looking at you out of the corner of their eyes. The more time you spend in their administrative wing, the more they look at you. It's different people every time, but you're sure they're professionals. You're not sure they know what you are, but there are too many of them, and they follow you too closely wherever you are in the public areas of St. Basil's. You don't want to approach the director's office until you know more, but you'll have to be careful. Too many mistakes will expose you, and Paternoster's followers are a clear violation of the Masquerade. Yeah, you can be a lower generation KTIF, especially if you're like a Toreador or Ventru or even a Bruja, where you're, well, maybe not a Ventru, but like a Toreador or a Bruja, or maybe a Malkavian, because I mean, Malkavians aren't the only ones who have they don't have a monopoly on mental illness, but those less physically visible clans would probably count as KTIF if you don't know your sire. Let me see here. Int technology has been saving me quite a lot. I open my laptop and research who these guards are. It'll be hard, but it shouldn't open me up to much risk. I track down some tools. I'm going to drill through the wall between the old rehab services office and their office. I'll have to be smart to find the right spot to drill. Int Tech is a 6-point dice pool. It's pretty good. No, it's a 5-point dice pool. That's less. Resolve investigation. Strength athletics, that's not going to be good. Wits, drive. Oh boy. Resolve investigation is 5 too. Time to hit the hospital corridors and do some patient simple investigation, talking to people and looking for clues. Well, let's drill a hole. No, let's talk to people. Ah, the classics. No modern buildings let you wiggle around in the ducts, and you're amazed that any structure so far west is built this way. But St. Basil's is ancient and strange, and its dusty rooms are connected by an elaborate and antiquated ventilation network. Oh, I'm crawling around and listening to people. Okay, I get it. Getting inside requires only patience and a screwdriver, but then you have to drag yourself through the darkness, then up to the vertical ducts, pushing outward with both hands and both knees to secure your position. In the darkness, it takes you a few minutes to find the ventilation duct that leads to the Black Jacket Guard's private office. But once you're there, all you have to do is get a good grip and pull yourself into position. After a few minutes of adjusting your grip, you're able to peer inside. Oh yeah, also, Tremere would be able to find out which clan you belong to. So, if you're a low generation K-Tiff, Tremere sampling your blood, I think it's like a level 1 or 2 discipline in earlier editions, will be able to find out what clan you belong to. I think the same with V5 too as well. Oh yeah, bad things happens. Thanks for the heads up, stupid Gaijin. And you're not stupid, so don't call yourself that. If you should never call yourself stupid, but... hi Robin, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. We're all doing great. It's a fine Saturday and my throat is going, but I'm keeping at it. After a few minutes of adjusting your grip, you're able to peer inside. 4 guards work silently on their laptops. When your hold slackens, you make the slightest thump and one of them turns her laptop away, preventing you from seeing it, but she doesn't know you're there. She gets up to stretch her legs, and you can just barely see the screen of the man next to her. You can't see much, but you get his name and the name of someone he's chatting with. You take a picture of him, but by that time your strength is giving out. You slither back down before you drop and make a noise, then crawl the short distance back to the little used break room where you entered the duct system and pull yourself back outside. Your scrubs are a mess, but you have something to work with. Yeah, I mean, I get it, like Baka Gaijin. You head back to your office next to the morgue and run a few searches on everything you saw in the guard room. Unfortunately, you didn't get enough information to figure out what the Black Jacket guards are doing. Fortunately, the 2 names you saw are enough to let you uncover an entire network of security personnel. You spend the next few hours answering one very important question. Are they Second Inquisition? The answer? Almost certainly not. You have information on the SI's political fronts, militia groups, and associated armed forces detail, along with their favored suppliers for equipment. Nothing you know matches anything you've seen from these Black Jacket guards. They might be dangerous, but they're not SI. The Black Jacket guards are busier now, but they are not paying any attention to you. You spend a few nights... How long am I in this hospital? I thought I had to go to different... I thought I had to go to different places. I mean, I'm assuming then that I could have done that if I'd chosen just to get out of there, but in for a penny, in for a pound, I guess, and I do really want to help these people out. Patermuster has been unavailable for several nights, and even though you've made it clear you'll both need to act soon to make the upload. He returns to the morgue before 7 p.m., just as you're getting dressed after a shower. I want to know, the Bruja shouts over his shoulder, his ragged voice echoing down the halls. Answers or you're cut off. Pardon me. The thin, pitiful wails of the ghouls reach your ears as you shrug into your silk-screened jacket. Denied vitae, the blood of vampires, St. Basil's ghouls will soon resume aging, if they don't go mad from withdrawal first. Oh, I think the music stopped. Let's get that going again. There we go.
Hello, LA. You're up way past your bedtime, aren't you?
The Bruja stumps past you, his eyes burning, and slams his fist into one of the slab doors, denting the metal. Then he rips it off its hinges and flings it against the far wall. You know the reputation of the rebels for their terrible fury, so you wait for the storm to pass. Finally, Paternoster squeezes his temples and crumples up against the wall of the morgue. He's ditched his scrubs for a tweed jacket and a bow tie, like a mid-century doctor on holiday. What happened, you ask? Rita May's dead, he says. Oh shit. Rita May, the painfully thin caitiff, slept in the slab Paternoster just tore apart. Someone cut her head off. I found the body last night. I was stuck outside the hospital with it all day. I'm going to find out who did this, Scylla, and I'm going to kill them. He glares at you with red-rimmed eyes as if you might be responsible. You're not sure you have time for this, but Paternoster looks haunted. Charisma leadership. Charisma 3 leadership 2. Tech 1. Oh, I'm very happy about that, Bambi. I'm glad to read that you're able to play this game so well. Yeah, it's really a great game that you're able to play it with a voiceover. Okay. Show me the body. Show me to the body. I'll run an impromptu medical examination and autopsy to see if I can learn anything. The headless, emaciated corpse is waiting for you on the metal gurney beneath a fluorescent lamp. There is a Robnos though. I mean, not as a playable clan, but there are 2 Robnos in the Chicago Folios, I think. So they are technically Robnos in V5, although not as a playable clan. And Tznitzi, we're gonna get that when Modifius decides it's time to release the player's handbook. Well, I guess when World of Darkness, decides it's time to reveal the clan book, or clan book, player's handbook. But again, we know nothing about it. No news, nothing. So anyway, the headless, emaciated corpse is waiting for you on a metal gurney beneath a fluorescent lamp. Older vampires crumble to bones or dust upon final death, but Rita May was young. Decomposition is noticeable, but the body is still intact. The head was severed using a sharp, heavy blade, not a claw, which is always a possibility. No one's borrowed Duncan O'Connor, Paternoster says, patting his invisible swords. The other noticeable injury is the puncture mark in the back that pierced the heart. You use tweezers to pull splinters out of the flesh.
I used to do a little yachting myself. What brand of yacht do you have?
Staked, Paternoster says. Discounting the unlikely possibility that Rita May fell out a window and landed on an upside-down table leg, that narrows down the search to people who know how to paralyze a vampire. But more importantly, there's a noticeable deformation around Rita May's back. Whoever slammed the stake into her back did it with a superhuman force. That narrows it down further. Someone used their undead strength to guarantee that the stake would pierce flesh and muscle to reach its target. Finally, though you have no head to examine, you can now see the minor wounds around the clavicle, just below the clean severing line. Corrosion caused by Rita May's body crumbling upon her final death? Maybe. But you also see similar wounds on her toes and ankles, and one on her palms. You examine her clothes, a long dress, open-toed sandals. The dress is chewed up at the hem. Oh, Paternoster says, I know what those are. They're rat bites. You nod. Whoever destroyed Rita May summoned creatures of the night to attack her, then drove a stake into her back with superhuman strength. Nosferatu, obviously. Any powerful vampire could develop those powers, but there aren't any powerful vampires here, except Paternoster, and he doesn't control rats. Stercorius does. The Nosferatu. Ooh boy. Ah man, Stercorius, why'd you gotta do that, man? It's easy to forget how fast one of the rebels can move. You could probably keep pace with him, but you're not ready to burn Vitae just yet. Paternoster flashes down the hallway and then down the stairs into Stercorius' private haven. He is a black outline in the glow of a single yellow bulb. And then the bats descend. Ooh, that went from 0 to 200 in a flash of a second. And then the bats get torn to pieces because Patermaster pulls his 2 katanas out of nothing and turns into an undead Cuisinart for a few seconds. The bats padded to the ground, halved or quartered. Patermaster flicks Duncan and Connor, splashing blood on the walls and ceilings, then keeps going. You step carefully so you don't slip as the Bruja stalks forward, covered in blood and wings. Then Sicorius bolts out of the shadows, crackling the tiles with the unnatural strength of his jump. Patermaster dodges faster than you can track and slams both his swords through the Nosferatu's ribcage. Sicorius clatters and screams as he tumbles end over end with both the swords through his chest. He rolls to a stop at your feet. Why's it gotta be katanas, man? I know they're a staple of 90s World of Darkness and early 2000s, but I thought we'd grown beyond katanas. Why not just what are they called? The Roman swords, God, I have it on my God, what's the name of those swords? Gladius. I was thinking about the Greek one. Yeah, the Gladius. Gladius was a great sword. Really well designed. Worked excellently. Katanas, you have to be super precise when you do the cutting. Oh man, Gladius, give it to a guy, he'll chop away. It's a good sword, and stab away too, for that matter. And slash away. Anyway, you can feel the rebel's fury boiling off him. This is not just mindless rage, but Rydius discusses what the Suras has done, and it will. Daggers are a classic choice. Yeah. No one cool owns a wakizashi, Elena. Yeah, I agree, Elena. No one cool owns a wakizashi. This is not just mindless rage, but righteous disgust at what the sewer rat has done. Murderer, Patermaster whispers. Oof, that did a murder on my throat. He wrenches the sword out of Sicorius, twisting them as they come out, and the fallen vampire groans in pain. Yeah. I mean, a gladius or espada. Is espada a Spanish sword or the Greek sword? I never remember. Espada. Now I feel like I'm a dumbass. But there are a lot of European swords that were really well done, well crafted. So a katana is, you got to be really good if you want to do things this way. I'm just saying. This guy can be good with katanas. I'm not gonna shit on that, but if he's not, there's a higher risk he's gonna dent his blade or they're gonna bend or something. Like you got espada is a Spanish word. It's Spanish for sword, right? Yeah. Yeah, and against armor, a katana is not good. But whatever, man. I'm not a swords expert. I'm not gonna go into this, but it does remind me of the old katana meme. Has been folded over 50 times. Like the katana is underpowered in Dungeons and Dragons. That's a great meme. I'm gonna look that up later. Oh, Bleach, please. Oh my God, Bleach. Ugh, my early 20s are coming back to haunt me. Bankai. Anyway, she was... Rita May betrayed you, Master, not me, Sicorius says. She was moving opioids with the Roadrunners. Those black jacket guards, she realized I knew. She would have... We don't destroy people for what they might do, Patermaster says. Are you a prince? He kicks Sicorius across the dark and dingy room. That is true. He is literally breaking one of the traditions by killing her. He smashed her through a chair before rolling to a halt against a rust... And he staked her, which means he had no reason to kill her before bringing her before Patermaster. But then the rebel sees you and stops. Perhaps the word prince made him hesitate. His authority is considerable here in his domain, but Patermaster is no prince. Yeah, Egyptian swords are cool too. Like, there's a really cool... like, swords are cool in general. There's a huge variety of it too. And I think... I was watching... there was a channel on YouTube that had these hypothetical fights between like different cultured people, and they had Vikings versus ninjas, and I was just watching and I was going, I really hope, I mean, I don't, this is such a weird thing to show. I don't know enough about Vikings to know if what, I mean, they were consulting actual experts on the forms of martial arts, but it always struck me as such a weird thing to do, to pitch these. But I think the Roman legionnaire and the Spartan were really, really good. Deadliest Warrior, that's the one. Yeah, I was doing that for a while. Roman legionnaires were really well trained, and Alexander the Great has a great army. Okay, because we're doing this right now, I did a summer course on historical warfare. I never finished it because it was not I had a lot of other stuff in my mind. But one thing I learned about Alexander the Great, which they don't talk about that much, was that the reason that he was so great, the reason that he won and basically came all the way to India, was not that he was an amazing general in open warfare. I mean, he was good at it. The reason was no women, no children, no families, no slaves. You only carry what you can carry on your shoulders, no wagons. That was rule number one. We're not bringing your family with you. It's you, what you can carry. No horses. Horses eat more than they're worth. They will not move during the night. They're garbage. No horses. And always travel by the sea route so we can be supplied by ships. That's the second rule. No going across the desert. We're going by coastal lines and river lines. Third rule was literally if we can go by them, we'll go back for them later. We'll cut them off. So those three things were literally why he was so successful, because they revolutionized warfare of the time. The book was written by a guy who was literally a professor of logistics, amongst other things. So he was just going through like, okay, how much does a horse eat? How far can they travel? It was such an interesting book. I'm gonna get it. I'm really sorry for disrupting this stream, but it's such an interesting read. I can really recommend it. Oops, that's a coffee cup. Let me see if I can find it here. I hope I'm not gonna tip this thing over. Let me see here. There we go. Found it. Whoop. Whoop. Sorry for disrupting the stream, everyone, but this is just such a fun topic. I really like to talk about it. And something I should probably do more studies of later on. Alexander the Great and the logistics. Oh, it's married. Alexander the Great and the logistics of the Macedonian army. Is it Macedonian or Macedonian? It's in Swedish, it's Macedonia. But Macedonian army. Donald W. Engels wrote this book. Great read. Can strongly recommend it. There's another one I had about the Roman army, which was really interesting as well. But this one was just, I learned so much about warfare in those times. And also, like, the bloodline of Cleopatra, Caesar's Cleopatra, is actually, God, what was their name? I keep forgetting. His generals were called, his generals, I don't remember the name, but they were a Greek family, basically. Greek general who took over Egypt. So she was basically descended from Alexander the Great's general, which I'm gonna look up now because I keep forgetting. Alexander the Great, let me look up his, let me see here. Boop. His generals. See if I can find a list of his, let me see, Egypt, Carthage must rise again. I agree. Hephaestion was not Hephaestion. Battle of Issus. Ptolemy. Thank you. And Revi, you just literally found it, right? Ptolemy. So basically, Cleopatra, Julius Caesar's Cleopatra, Mark Antony's Cleopatra, was descended from Ptolemy, who was a Macedonian Greek general under Alexander the Great. So that's really interesting. Like if you look at the effects his war had on literally the Mediterranean area, the Middle East, all the way to India, it was a huge change in everything. And yeah, it's cool stuff. Sorry about that little side note. I just got really excited about that for some reason. I don't know. I just think it's neat. But yeah, Alexander the Great was a pretty cool dude for a general that probably murdered a whole lot of people. There is apparently a rumor or a story, but unconfirmed if it's true, that his army eventually got themselves new wives and new children and new slaves and carts and wagons with stuff. And Alexander was just like, this is not cool. So he said, all the soldiers, you sleep up on that hill, and all the families, you sleep in this valley, right? Because it's better to sleep down here. And the families were like, okay, we're gonna sleep down there. Except there was a flash flood and everyone got killed by this flash flood, except for the soldiers who were on the hill. So that's how he dealt with that problem. This is more hearsay. This is not confirmed historically, but it's an interesting little tidbit on why logistics were so important to him. And almost every single battle that he lost was lost because one of his generals ignored his way of waging war. They either didn't go by the coastline, or they didn't do the siege properly, or they just basically didn't do what he told them to do, which is interesting as well. He's destroying the house to get the book. Right, yeah. Very Gordian knot kind of guy, I guess. You can feel the rebels' fury. Perhaps the word prince. So, he says, looking down at Sir Corius and gritting his teeth to master his rage. What would a real prince do? Macedonia. Okay. So it's not Macedonia, it's Macedonia. Gotcha. And Sweden, it's Macedonia. But I think in Slovenia, which is Macedonia. I don't know.
You know, it's been a bad night when I've been looking forward to your call.
Let me see here.
Nothing could prepare the world for this. This is the biggest story in the history of humanity ever. Ever, Deb. How I found this out, I can't say, but I'm risking my life to tell the world this.
I mean, he literally broke a tradition. He destroyed another vampire, which is the prerogative of the prince. The prince is the only one allowed to destroy another kindred. Well, I mean, Archons and stuff like that. Macedonian nuts. Macedonia. Alexander liked Macedonian nuts too. Don't let them hear you. They got very upset about him being portrayed as bisexual. House Tremere or House Karna? House Tremere any time of the day. I'm a loyalist. And I'm a loyalist because House... No. House Goratrix. You tried to fool me. House Goratrix. That's the loyalist faction. Neither of us have responsibility here. I can drive him to Prince Leto or whoever runs Phoenix, but I'm not losing my head because we overstepped our authority. That seems like the perfect Ipsissimus. Who's ever heard of Anarch Tremere? Anyway. You're right, Patermuster says. Even today, elders have a habit of coming out of the woodwork and demanding obedience, or claiming that you violated some unwritten code or another. I don't want you driving Mr. Corius back to Tucson, though. That would give Leto too high of an opinion of himself. And here in Phoenix, there's only... You know, let's just do what we can tonight, and I can worry about the rest of it once you're done here. Hold on. Ain't Phoenix the biggest city in Arizona? Like, I don't know my Arizona, but I would assume that Phoenix is bigger than Tucson, right? What, is there no prince in Phoenix? You're not sure where Patermuster got the broken chair leg. It appears in his hand a split second before he drives it through the Nosferatu's heart. Until matters are settled here, Patermuster says, that should keep Corius from destroying anyone else without my permission. You and Patermuster finish your investigation by cataloging everything in Corius' private haven. House Karna. House Karna is still Camarilla, actually. House Karna remains Camarilla, but it's more of a Wiccan, New Age, Chaos Magic kind of house, whereas House Tremere is also Camarilla, but it's more of the traditional House Tremere Hermetic stuff, and Hermeticism, sorry. And House Goratrix is kind of House Tremere, but with even less of a scrupulous nature. Yeah, I agree, Mark. That is extremely suspicious. Also, I'm just saying this guy is not gonna let me bring him to Leto. I'm gonna call Leto. No, I'm not gonna call Leto. I don't trust this guy at all. You're absolutely right. Yeah, nothing bad ever comes from chaos magic. Chaos magic is it's not great. Did you folks know about blood magic on YouTube? I bring this up a lot of times, but I read an article about it. It's so weird. People do like blood. They cut themselves in the hand. They drip blood on paper while doing incantations. And this is apparently a huge thing on YouTube. It's like super dark web, but on YouTube. Like I don't even know how to find it, but it's so weird. It's so weird. I don't like Karna though. I think she's suspicious, and she also is really weird. She will let you have sex. That's one of her powers in V5. I'm like, why is this thing? Also, she will be blood bonding you, or the person you're blood bonding, she will also be blood bonding. It's weird. It's a weird pyramid scheme. I mean, House Karna is fine, but Karna herself is weird. Ethan, is that what at House Karna or at the weird bloodletting videos on YouTube? I can see if I can dig those up for later. Yeah, people do that in real life. I'm not even joking. I don't know where to look for it right now, but if anyone in the chat knows about it, do let me know. Could actually poke my friend about that. Hey, do you still have a link to those weird bloodletting YouTube magic videos? I'm showing them to my stream. There we go. It is weird, but I mean, there's magic in blood. There's power in blood. You and Petter must have finished your investigation. Did a little. There isn't, except of course for his battered file cabinet, which contained hard copies about the Roadrunner agent's distribution network. Finally, the two of you head back to the morgue. It's been a successful night, though the moment the Rita May mystery has been solved, Patermuster starts worrying out loud about the promised expansion of the hospital. Yeah, Ravi, I agree. It sounds like someone's breaking the Masquerade. Hardcore. It has to be tonight. Wednesdays are frantic all day and then quiet all night. Oh, we're night of November 11th. So we've been here for 5 days now. Goratrix is still best Tremere. I agree. Because he's Tremere. Then quiet all night with frequent call-outs amongst the St. Basil's guards. The Roadrunner guards are also unusually quiet on Wednesdays, though you're not sure exactly why. Hold on, give me a second. After the destruction of Rita May and the revelation of her involvement with the opioid sales, St. Basil's kindred have been subdued, which is good. They'll stay out of trouble. You and Patermuster have spent enough nights surveying Director Carell's office that you have a good sense of his layout. It's at the far end of the executive administrative wing, behind a door that's locked and guarded the moment the director leaves in the evening until she returns an hour after dawn. There are normally 2 guards, except on Wednesdays, when only one is on duty. Pardon me. Hold on. She returns an hour after dawn. Oh. When does she sleep? Is she a day sleeper? I'm starting to get really weird vibes about this. Mark, no spoilers, please. Oh, okay. Sorry. My bad. You're just theorizing. My bad. I mean, they could be Anarch. For all I know, this Paternoster or whatever his name is might have sold me out. Patermuster. Paternoster. The only other entrance is through a high, narrow window that you'd have to climb down from the ceiling to reach. The office itself is sparse, with an old computer, a meeting table, an old metal filing cabinet, full of hard copies that doctors and hospital administrators constantly have to access. No wonder she wants to upgrade this place. The computer is an ancient desktop model, which makes it unexpectedly secure. You'll have to physically access it. The good news is that Patermuster clung to the walls outside the window and watched Director Carelli enter the password last night, so you do have access. The executive administrative wing is blanketed with cameras, but that's where Patermuster comes in. His office is right down the hall from the security monitoring station, and he's waiting to temporarily disable the cameras just like you taught him. Then all you need to do is reach the director's old desktop unit and enter the password. Sorry. That was my bad. I missed the wood in your sentence, so mea culpa, my bad. I wouldn't. I would want Phoenix to be Camarilla as well, because I mean, otherwise the prince would know about it, right? Whatever his name is, Tannic. God, I am so bad at names. The hot guy with the eagle prince. No one has discovered you here at St. Basil's, and if you do well breaking into the office, who knows what else you might be able to exploit in there. It might be best to avoid easy and functional solutions like mental compulsions in favor of testing your skills. Resolve technology is a 5, right? Oh, no, that's a 4. That's not good. Do you gain experience points in this game, by the way? Composure, persuasion, and technology. Composure 3, persuasion 1, technology 1. That's 5, I guess. Strength plus athletics and clandestine. That's garbage. I just act like a doctor to gain access. Yeah, let's go with that one. The St. Basil guards aren't outright stupid, but they're incurious and obedient to authority. You shrug on a coat and a stethoscope, check yourself in the reflections of the morgue's metal doors, and tell Patermaster, kill the cameras in 5 minutes. The executive administration wing is empty except for a custodian emptying the recycling bins. The guard is playing games on his phone. You wait in a shadow until he wins. Winners give people what they want, then approach in a calm and professional manner. Need something? The guard says, not looking up. Before you can begin your spiel, he wipes you inside. You close the door behind you. That couldn't have gone better. Okay, so you get experience for every job finished. Gotcha. So we're gonna be getting a lot of experience for this, because I'm kicking ass. The old CPU boots right up, and the password works. Most of St. Basil's feels like it was entombed in 2003, but the computer has a USB port, and you slide your weapon right in. You get a text from Patermaster. God, 2003! Man, USBs were barely a thing back then, I remember. I used to have a purple and green wire for my laptop and my keyboard and mouse, and even before that, they didn't even have colors on them. You had to guess which one went where. They were little tiny, I think there still are on the little port guard on PCs. It will be like little icons for your mouse and for your keyboard. Oh, you can view your XP in your inventory. Gotcha. Inventory. 0 experience points, but we've got $1,111. Excellent. You get a text from Patermaster. Upload the virus. Get everything you can from that computer. He's watching from his own computer, or one of his tech-savvy lackeys is. There's probably someone downstairs who knows you're not here to upload a virus. It's just a program that plants incriminating information in a number of spreadsheets accessible by other members of the hospital staff. So now you're faced with a question. According to Prince Leto, the falsified records on this USB, once injected into the hospital's old and proprietary database program, will trigger such a financial meltdown that Director Carell's future plans for development, slurring my words, sorry about that, will be scrapped for at least a decade, leaving Patermaster and his creatures to continue their unlives in peace. If you do that, both Patermaster and Leto will be grateful. Leto, that's his name. Like Jared Leto, sort of. Except not the Joker. Or Melvin, the brother of the Joker, either. Or you could transfer whatever Julian sent to you along with the USB. That'll let the two of you effectively take over the hospital. Wealth and glory will follow, if you believe Julian. He does seem to like you. Of course, Patermaster will react the way Bruja always react to betrayal. That'll be one hell of a fight, and he has those swords. Or you could just get rid of these creatures. You're no staunch humanist, but isn't there something pathetic about Patermaster and his caitiff, scavenging for blood here in St. Basil's? You would make enemies of everyone if you let the redevelopment go through, but St. Basil's would stop being such a black hole of despair and disease. Is this gonna be my heel turn? Is this where I change? I don't want the money of this hospital. I don't want these people to suffer, but I don't want to fuck up my job. If I let the SI get in here, that's going to be my ass. I don't care about the Camarilla, though, to that extent that I want to prove my loyalty. You better not be fucking me over, Julian. I follow Julian's instructions. I want to be a part of this new world Julian envisions. You upload the USB, then follow the simple instructions included with his email. There are no flashing lights, just a few numbers that change around on the creaky old proprietary database system St. Basil uses. A minute later, you get a text from Julian. I'm in. He sends you a Shutterstock photo of a hacker in a black hoodie in front of a laptop. The next text reads, "Send me everything on that computer." You've developed a sixth sense for when trouble is closing in, and you know you still have time. You grab everything you can from the old desktop and drop it into a shared folder for Julian to explore. Once that's done, you decide you've taken enough risks for one night. You open the door, mutter thanks to the guard, and stroll away as if you belong there. He doesn't stop you. Paternoster is waiting for you on the second floor, between the administrative offices and pediatrics. His eyes red and burning. "Unfortunately for Paternoster, I have dominate, so bye-bye." "So you thought you could betray me and my people?" he says. It's close to 4 a.m. now, the halls are quiet. Paternoster's swords appear out of nowhere. "And you think you can just drive home to Prince Leto after what you did? Well, not if me and Duncan and Connor have anything to say about it." Oh my god. This guy is so sad. "You think you're in an anime, dude?" His swords blur, his eyes burn, and he charges you. I can't use dominate here? Charisma intimidation. What's that? Charisma intimidation 4. It's garbage. Composure athletics. It's garbage. Strength dexterity. That's garbage. Charisma intimidation. It's the highest one I have at 4. Before he can attack you, catch his gaze. The Bruja snarls back, his katana swirling through the air. He tenses to spring, but you force yourself to hold his bloody gaze. He might have learned Bankai, yeah, he might have done. Oh god, he has 2... What are they called? What are the katanas called again? They're called soul blades? Is that it? He's a Shinigami. He tenses to spring, but I'm a Shinigami and a holo. I have double powers. He tenses to spring, but you force yourself to hold his bloody gaze. He snarls again, but then he seems to weigh his odds. Finally, he says, "Be seeing you, Scylla," and vanishes. God, what an edgelord. You tense for an attack, but it doesn't come. Still, you fear Paternoster will tell Prince Leto what happened this night. You're amazed the corridor isn't already swarming with security, but you can hear them coming. You duck into the janitor's closet as 4 guards run past, but they don't even slow down as they pass the scene of the battle. Which, nothing really happened. Once they're gone, you slip out of a side exit and trot through the parking lot to your Nissan. You roll smoothly out into traffic just as 4 police cruisers show up. So you have a hospital now. Well, Julian has a hospital, and you have Julian's ear. That will net you a small but regular income. I don't want the money. And it's certainly more interesting than doing the Camarilla's bidding. Paternoster might be a problem, but on the other hand, the Tucson Camarilla has no particular love of St. Basil's riffraff or their semi-exiled leader. A few miles southeast of town, you pull over and swap out the license plates. When you pass the Motel 6 where you dropped off your old phone, you see that it's been burned to the ground. It's been leveled so thoroughly you have to check your map to make sure you're looking at the right place, because it's just gone. Ouch. SI? You're not fucking around. Oop, F-bomb. We're like 2 hours into the stream, so who cares? Algorithms, come at me. Anyway, you stop about a half hour outside of Phoenix to sweep your Nissan for bugs. You don't find anything unusual. It looks like no one really paid attention to your truck. Another advantage of not getting a flashy car, but your thoughts turn to everything you learned about the Roadrunner guards and their opioid smugglings. Opioid. You could certainly put what you've learned to use. I turn everything I've learned over to the police and get the drug smugglers shut down. That's gonna help a little bit. I hope. God, I don't want this hospital to be fucky. Dr. Anime Bruja. Never would have thought I'd see the day. Yeah, I never would have thought so either. Maybe that's why he looks so old, because he saw all the way through Bleach and he read the manga and he's like, oh man. I stopped reading it when they went into Soul Society to get Orihime back. When literally the artist, you could tell that he was clocking out, that he didn't care anymore, because there was like one page that was all white with some text on it, one page that was all black with some text on it, and then one page with a rose on it and some text. That I was like, this guy hates doing this. He doesn't want to do it anymore. I can tell. Anyway, you organize everything you've learned, create a burner email account, and compose an email that includes all the incriminating data you can find. Then you send it off to the Phoenix PD and the Arizona Department of Public Safety. You also set up an email to go out in a month to several local newspapers in case the state and municipal cops are top to bottom corrupt. One way or another, you will have exposed the smuggling ring. You're back in Tucson by 3 a.m. Another job done. That was the best. Oh yeah. The best part was when they went to save Rukia. I mean, when they went into Soul Society the first time, like, Hueco Mundo is when they went in to save Orihime. That's the part I zoned out at. But the Soul Society part, I was all about that shit. That was great. I'm gonna give this game. I'm gonna buy this game for the person who can guess who my favorite character in Bleach was. I am gonna have to look up his name because, oops, I revealed it's a him, because it's been a while, and I will do that over here. Bleach characters, because I don't remember. But if you can guess, you only get one guess each. But if you can guess who my favorite character is, I will buy you this game. That's a good little thing to do, right? Let me see, where is he? Oh my god, there's so many characters I don't even recognize. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. Found him. Of course it's this guy. Let me see. So, let's go back to the stream. Now, who can guess? Who can guess? Yeah, I'm going to start a new chapter. Thank you, Jason. That's really good advice, yeah. And make sure you do all your XP cash spends once you get back in Tucson in a few pages. But yeah, everyone gets one bet if you want to on who my favorite character. It's a guy, so obviously you know that now. And if you guess it right, I'll buy you this game. I should really just buy you this game anyway because it's a great game, but it's a little bit of an incentive. So, you return to your parking garage and park the Nissan. You secure your parking garage where you check in the security systems you established upon moving in and go to sleep. Oh yeah, he hands me the payment, so now I got another $1,000. You rise to find an envelope waiting for you, earnings from your partial stake in St. Basil's Hospital. Then you spend $148 in upkeep, maintenance, fines, and fees to perpetuate your twilight existence. Alright, so now I show stats. Now I want to do experience, right? I have hunger 2, inventory. Oh, he was cool. Experience points 6. So how do I use my experience points? I am blind. Stats page. Sorry. Oh, you mean yeah, Rukia's brother. I don't remember what his name was. Unfortunately, now I don't. I'm gonna assume that's not your guess. But that's not my favorite character. I don't even remember what his name was. The blue-haired dude with ice powers. Gods, I still remember the names. Good guess, but that's not the guy. Tammy Royalton. Sorry, not my favorite character. Sorry. I spent my experience at a different location in Tucson. Gotcha. Return to the game. Return to game. I need a place where I can hone my mental abilities, like a library or a bookstore. Maybe, yes. I'm going to go to the Viper nightclub to hone my social skills. Yeah, me. No, sorry, that's not the one, but good guess. If anyone else wants to give it a try. You tune the Nissan's radio to hear the news. This is Melpomene Chen, and you're Melpomene Chen, and you're listening to Mel at Midnight. It's time for business news. St. Basil's Hospital, ranked worst hospital in Arizona for 15 years running, is under new management. No longer a public-Catholic healthcare partnership in flagrant violation of the U.S. Constitution, St. Basil's has been taken over by the private equity company based out of Singapore. We're sure that the mysterious owners will show St. Basil's all the respect private equity has showed others, other non-hospital organizations they've taken over, like Sears and Toys R Us. Remember Toys R Us? Oh, this is too real. Prince Leto has a strict rule against anyone but him hunting the Viper's dance floor, but this is a safe place to hone your social skills around kindred and kind alike, as well as an opportunity to enjoy yourself for a few hours. Ravi, that's a good choice. My character looks a little bit silly. I'm going to give you that one. He is not conventionally attractive, I guess you could say. You park your Nissan in the lot across the street and head inside. You're instantly enveloped by the pounding EDM. Prince Leto is visible in the private glass box overhead. Alexander, watching from one of the balconies, tracks you down almost instantly. But once he's sure you're not going to try to feed, he bids you adieu. From here you can circulate freely up to the balconies, down to the dance floor, out to the private and semi-private rooms, or up to Elysium. Wherever you go, you'll be able to hone your social skills. Intimidation, raising that one would be 2. Leadership. Let's raise leadership to 3. And we're going to leave the Viper for now. So now we got 3 leadership. That's really good. And then we're going to go to a library. Actually, hone my physical abilities. I can't fight for the life of me. Can I unlock deeper and more powerful secrets of the blood? You consider your apartment in the parking garage. This haven is full of distractions, and you can only study the most basic disciplines here. Dominate, can't raise that one. What does the discipline of Auspex offer? The discipline of Auspex enhances a vampire's senses. Don Kanonji. No, good choice, but no, not that one either. With it, you'll be able to peer into shadows and hear faraway sounds. Your acuity will also increase, allowing you to read moods and, at a higher level, develop an almost telepathic understanding of others. Auspex is 2 points. What can I do with blood sorcery? Yeah, combat skills. You're right, Mark. I should probably get into combat. Blood sorcery is less a discipline and more a vast field of study that encompasses the thaumaturgy of your clan, the mystical traditions of the Assamites, as well as various kinds of necromancy and witchcraft. Those traditions, in turn, are divided into countless path rituals. I get into my Nissan and go somewhere else. Right, I want to cover up my Masquerade violation. Let's look at into physical abilities. Yeah, nope. Good choice. Good guess again. No, okay, at this point, nobody else is going to guess, so I will tell you it's Mayuri Kurotsuchi. Kurotsuchi. Man, it's been a while since I said his name. Mayuri Kurotsuchi. He is my favorite voice actor. My favorite character. And the primary reason for that is that he's voiced by one of my favorite voice actors, which is the same voice actor who did Frieza in Dragon Ball, amongst others. So this is my favorite character. Renji, sorry, not Renji. Kurotsuchi is the weird scientist guy. I just always loved him. And his voice is really what I love about him the most, but he's also creepy weird, which is a good character trait in my book. So that's my favorite character of Bleach. Yeah, the crazy doctor. I really like him, and mostly for his voice, to be honest. Let's get the music rolling again. We're going to be ending the stream fairly soon once I've hit a new chapter, but for now, let's keep exploring our options. For once, you have your pick of late night options, since quite a few Tucson gyms are open 24 hours. Hello, Adrian. Hi, how are you doing? Maybe you answered him. Oh, the blood ritual that lives on YouTube. Here we go. You found the link. There we go. Thank you very much. So if anyone wants to check out... Oh, I'm not going to end it very soon. We'll still got to hang out in Tucson for a while. But my throat is a little blasted. We're just going to figure out what to do. So that's a link to the weird blood ritual stuff, if you guys want to check that out for some reason. Thank you, Idrin, for that link. Aizen was cool too. Aizen is cool, but also like Keikagadori. Paragon Fitness. Gym, shooting range, regular, and so this former blood doll turned useful contact. You met one of the first times you were in Tucson. Athletics, combat, drive, firearms. How about drive, to be honest? 1 dot in firearms and 1 dot in drive. I think that's good. I mean, I should be good at driving, I think, so that's something I should be putting in. Yeah, he's very much at Simitsi, and he also changes his own appearance a lot of times, which I really liked. Like, he changed his design, and it's just a cool, like, obviously a huge creep and weirdo, and kind of grossed out by his relationship with his assistants, with his, like, ew. But I just love the voice actor to the point where I like mad scientists, I guess. And I also like mad scientists who are kind of on the good side, and everyone is like, we hate this guy, but he's super useful and gross. So, let's go to... let's spend the night investigating local news services, looking for a cheap and effective way to spread misinformation. Your initial inquiries draw the immediate attention of the Ivory Tower. You're just getting back into your truck after an interesting but inconclusive conversation with an intern at KOLD, a local TV news station. When a hunter green Jaguar screams to a halt and one of the old Prince of Tucson's childers steps out. The blue blood is angry, convinced that you're poaching her contacts until you explain what you're doing. Since the kill team finding and destroying you is bad for everyone, she swallows her mistrust and reluctantly offers you some advice. If you want to spread misinformation, stick with the radio news. While Melpomene Chen, or Mel at Midnight, considers herself a crusading investigative journalist, the other local gossip news fixture, Harry the Gila Monster Jimenez, will spout any old nonsense for a modest consideration, as long as the news article incorporates a lot of H's and silent G's and J's. That's his gimmick. I'm so sorry. That was his gimmick. Oh my god. Jimenez. Thank you very much. Jimenez. She leaves you with 1 contact information for the Gila monster and a few choice threats. Given your limited talent for deception and misdirection, you estimate that the inducement necessary to plant these false stories will run at around $900 if you act tonight. But if you go through with it, hunters will be thrown off the scent and you'll be in the clear, unless you slip up again, of course. Oh my god, Jimenez. $900! Oh no, that's so much money. How much money do I have? I only have 1. I'll be fine. Don't worry. Just 1 violation. No worries. Relationships. Oh, Julian relationship is good. Cameron relationship could be better. Let's get back to the game. No, I'm gonna skip that one for now. Yeah, I will have my PS5 pre-order secured then. What's my hunger? My hunger is 2 or 1? Hunger 2. I can feed on the road. It's fine. It's fine. I'm going to pick up the parcel for my sire and take it to her research lab. Actually, I didn't even check how much money I have. Never mind. Man, I am spazzing out. Spazzy. $2,213. That's gonna last me a long time. $2,213. The parking lot outside the Viper is a mess. No, I can't do that voice. Even though it's too early for the party to really start, as you turn in, you have to slam on your brakes as a piss yellow Chevy Nova SS roars past you and accelerates the wrong way down West Alameda. We're in chapter 5, so after this decision, we're gonna end it here. Sorry, folks, it's getting a little late, and I have been talking for 2 hours. Yes, Jason, very, very good. Thank you very much. Do I have to make the roll down the window gesture? A clear, slightly accented voice says. Do people still understand that, or is it an anachronism? Anachronism, that's how you say that, right? Prince Leto himself is standing outside, dressed in white and flanked by a mortal flunky you remember from last time. He tries to say something, but a GMC Denali rumbles past and he has to wait. Finally, he says, "You have 2 deliveries this time, Scylla." 2 deliveries means 2 payments, Prince Leto. What's changed? After what happened to Leto's ghoul, Miguel, in St. Basil, I need to know more about the dangers out there. Yes, and thank you everyone for watching this stream, by the way. I really appreciate everyone showing up. This is super fun. I'm going to try to probably stream this. It's going to have to be Tuesday, I think, unfortunately, because I got stuff for the rest of the week, and Monday I will be away. But I will schedule a new stream as soon as I can. Tuesday, hopefully my throat will have recovered by then. You know what? I think this is we'll just listen to the next one here, and then we're gonna finish this. I'll read the last part. Your response is drowned out by a Kawasaki bike that revs up and takes off. At least its rider goes the right way down the street. This will help you if Dr. Call is difficult, Prince Leto says, handing you a letter of introduction written on vellum in Latin. The laminated English copy is for the facility's human security. It basically says that no one should stop you from speaking with Dr. Call. It's good to feel important, even if you know the Camarilla just views you as a useful asset. He also gives you a portable push-button lockbox that contains the actual message. What about the other delivery, you ask? Someone will find you on the road, the prince says. Oh! Got to deal in better. Great hanging out with you too, Memphis. Thanks for showing up. Look for Red Corallo. That's dangerous and complicated, but Prince Leto has already walked away to talk to another courier. There are, 5 in this parking lot? You don't recognize any either. Most of them must be Prince Leto's personal flunkies. What the hell's going on? You push it out of your mind, you know where you're going. Whatever finds you on the road will find you. You peel out. It's a 9-hour drive and you've researched motels and abandoned buildings starting at Albuquerque in case traffic or trouble leaves you stranded. It doesn't say where I'm going though. Fortunately, traffic is light. You drive east on the 10 and past the spot where you ditched your Honda CRX, so it's not a Honda Civic. I guess that would have been too crappy of a car. Idly curious, you spend 20 minutes exploring the abandoned filling station, but the white is long gone. God damn it, I wanted to deal with him. I should have gone there first. Julian texts you as you're heading back to your car. She's going to turn you into a newt when she learns the Eagles cut her off. Before you can respond, another text. Get her on our side, or try to recruit her scholars, scientists, etc. I need good people, and unlike some usurpers I could name, I don't spit acid at people when I lose my temper. An hour later, he texts. Learn everything you can about the facility. Collect blood samples if possible. I hear she's captured a witch. I don't believe in witches, but check it out anyway. 20 minutes later, a final text. I've ruined another of your phones. Drop it off in the bathroom of your next Shell station. Don't destroy the SIM card. There's a replacement under the sink. A few more minutes up the road, you spot the Shell station. You pull in and do the phone trick again. And good people, thank you all very much for showing up to my stream. I will be ending it here. I will answer any questions you might have. I'm super sorry none of you could figure out which one of my favorite Bleach character I have. Look, I haven't watched Bleach in over 10 years, so I don't know if he would still be my favorite if I went back to watch it. Thank you everyone for watching. It was super great to have you all here. If you are interested in Alexander the Great and the logistics of the Macedonian army, can definitely recommend this read. It's an entertaining read. I would definitely recommend it. Again, if you're interested in like ancient Greek Macedonian warfare, which I guess is a very niche topic, but we did learn something interesting. And now you also know why Cleopatra was descended from a Greek general rather than the Egyptian royalty that existed before their lineage. And I think that's it. Thank you everyone for coming. Take care and go check out Huddy's stream as well. I'm really sorry I went for the only story path that you hadn't done, Huddy, but hopefully I will catch you up later and we will trade stories. Sad Banu Hakim girl. And anyway, take care, you all. Love you lots. Stay safe out there because the... I just had a brain freeze. I used to have a button for this. Is this the one? No, it is not. I don't know what that button did. Did I stop the stream? Be careful out there, for Gehenna may soon be upon us. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe, because that's what the cool people do. And, before you go, one more thing. Victor, come here, baby. Come here. Everyone say hi to Victor. Oh, hello, Victor. Baby. Oh, it swept my overlay? Oh boy, oh no. Hold on. Oh, did you all see the cat though? What happened? Later. Bye everyone.